Eating is a coping mechanism for many people during times of stress. It is so common because, unfortunately, it works, or at least it seems to work. Eating foods that are high in sugar and refined flour has an immediate calming effect, but comes with long-term consequences that can be hard to reverse. In this video, I'll share what happens inside of you when you stress eat and practical ways that I have found to control it. There are physiological reasons for turning to food when you are stressed. Eating, especially refined treats like desserts, cookies, chips, candy, causes a release of dopamine in your brain. And dopamine is nicknamed the feel-good chemical because when it's released, you feel good and calm and less stressed. So sugar gives you an immediate reward. And even though that good feeling is not sustained for very long, it makes a powerful impression on your brain. In fact, your brain creates neurochemical pathways that remember the joy you felt the last time you ate sugar. So when you experience stress in the future, your brain recalls that eating sugar gives you relief and therefore stimulates your cravings. And on top of that, if you continue to eat refined snacks, desserts, and fast foods every day, the constant stimulation becomes too much for your brain, and the dopamine receptors that pick up the feel-good chemical diminish. And this is your brain's attempt to downregulate the stimulus. But what you find is that it takes more and more junk food to make you feel good. So we are up against a lot when it comes to stress and dealing with food. So you need some solid strategies to get control of stress eating. Here are 3 things that I have found useful. The first and foremost thing is that there must be a good reason not to turn to food as a coping mechanism. If you view a situation as hopeless, it is nearly impossible to come up with a reason not to just say, "What's the point?" and "I'll deal with the consequences later." There's always a point, and it doesn't have to be anything monumental. For me, when I would love to sit down on the couch with a bag of M&M peanuts and eat my stress away, my reason for not doing so is simple. I don't want to lose ground. I have been heavy in my past. It took a long time and a lot of discipline to get to where I am comfortable now, and I don't want to go through that again. And it's in my control not to have to. So I might not eat like an angel when times are stressful, but I'm going to keep doing things that prevent weight gain. Stoppers are one of the things that works. Stoppers is a name that I give to any activity or item that separates me from the desire to keep eating. They are particularly helpful for ending a meal before dessert. Stoppers work because they either change the taste in your mouth or they take a long time to consume, which gives your brain time to realize that you're full and then shut down hunger. And there are a lot of different stoppers that I share in my programs, but one practical thing that you can do is have a stick of minty sugar-free gum sitting beside your dinner plate. As soon as you finish eating, put the gum in your mouth. Don't think about it, just pop it in. The mint flavor changes the taste in your mouth, making it undesirable to keep eating. You could also have a cup of tea beside your plate and sip it immediately after dinner. Tea makes a great stopper because it's hot, which means that it takes time to consume, and that gives your brain time to realize that you're full. Another strategy that you've likely heard before but is worth repeating is keeping the junk food out of your house. You know, in today's world, it is hard to avoid the news, and the news is pretty good at telling us everything that is going wrong in the world. And it can certainly be depressing. And if it catches you at a time when you are tired or drained, it can send you to the kitchen looking for something to just take the edge off of the stress. And when you go, you're not looking for celery and broccoli, right? You're looking for anything that is refined because, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, those refined foods are the ones that get into your system quickly and cause the feel-good dopamine response in your brain. You know, all I can say is that all cravings pass. Whether you eat junk food or not, that craving will go away. If you don't have junk food available, it will probably feel like a real bummer for a few minutes, but you will be so thankful later when the intensity of that craving naturally fades. You know, we're all unique. We have all lived through stressful times. I have a belief that this too shall pass. And the other day, I saw that someone had posted a version of this saying that read, "This too shall pass. It might pass like a kidney stone, but it will pass." In other words, stress is an inevitable part of life, and stressful situations can stretch on much longer than any of us like. But the burden will always pass. Keep in mind that you want to be in the best position when the stress is over. So remind yourself that you don't need to be perfect with your eating, but you don't want to lose ground. And have practical safeguards in place by using stoppers and keeping junk food out of your house. I hope this helps you get your mind and body working together, because that is what it takes. And if you've never watched the free video series over on my website that goes over my 4 daily habits for weight loss, you might want to watch it. In it, you'll learn a practical eating strategy. You'll also be introduced, though, to my 3 E's and concepts that help you mentally reach your goal, like opportunity cost. And I will leave links here on the video and below where you can access those videos. Before you go, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and thanks for watching.